Let's check in with one. Greenland Foreign Policy Society's Malik Hansen. Malik, thanks for being with us here today. Let's start with the news today that there might be a framework of a deal between European powers and the United States when it comes to Greenland. How will that be received in Greenland?
Well, it depends on what the news really tells, because we don't know the agreement yet. Trump says it's a small ask to ask for Greenland, but to us, it's our country. We're asking for giving up our right to self-determination. And we fought for that for many years, the right to claim independence whenever we're ready. And it seems like that's the right that we are going to lose when the United States takes Greenland by force or by other means. So we will see what the agreement is. Is it a security agreement, or is it really ownership of the country?
Of course, Trump said today that he is not going to be taking Greenland by force, and now the news is that there might be a deal on the future of Greenland. But I am curious about something that you said, the right of self-determination. You did speak of Greenland a bit as an independent nation, but that's not what Greenland is. It's part of Denmark. So is that the desire of Greenlanders, to remain part of Denmark?
No, it's the goal to reach independence and become a state, a nation state, and have a seat at the United Nations. So we can go with a little bit of background. When Denmark was invaded in 1940 by the Nazi Germany, the United States made cooperations with Greenland on the defense. It was Greenland reaching out because we were very isolated back then. And the United States has, of course, big stake in Greenland with the aluminum production and all that. So this was when the defense of Greenland was formed with the dog sleds on the East Coast, with the cooperation of Greenland, local Greenlanders, Danes and Norwegians, and the United States, keeping the Germans out to not building weather stations. So this was renewed again in 1951 with the agreement. But there was a clause in the 41 agreement that Greenland would go back to Danish custody when the war was over. That's the agreement. And in 51, it was renewed again, giving the United States, of course, the right to build as many bases as they want and see fit in the combat against Soviet Union, which was a major threat back then. And this was just after the Greenland became a part of NATO through Denmark. So we also have the SOFA agreement.
Through Denmark. We have really quickly, Malik, I'm sorry to interrupt with the history. It seems to me, and I don't deprive you or quibble with your desire for self-determination in Greenland, which you describe as not necessarily being part of Denmark, but not either being part of the United States. But Greenland is only 56,000 people with no standing military, which would preclude it from being a member of NATO. Leaving Greenland
not
opened,
at all. Iceland doesn't have a military, and they're still a member.
Well, that is the standing requirement of NATO. Now, would they make an exception for the 56,000 Greenlanders? Perhaps. But
you see a world where Greenland is not part of NATO. I don't see that.
Well, only through Denmark as we sit here today. And you were talking about independence from Denmark, leaving you open to influence from China and Russia. So I'm just curious on the position of Greenlanders amidst your independence, not affiliated with Denmark, seemingly uninterested in affiliation with the United States. Then, therefore, your openness
not uninterested.
to Russia.
We are very interested. We have
China?
always reached out to the United States, and we have said many times that United States security is Greenlandic security. We rely on you, and we trusted you for our security. And this backstab is not fair at all. It should be really the ideal situation is that, of course, we should have a commitment, and we already have that if we gain independence, of course, United States will be respected and honored for their presence and their security, and it will be raised as much as is needed. It's our security as well.
And just before we go, Malik, would you understand the position of the United States that if, in fact, we provide the security to an independent Greenland, there might be some expectation of something in return for the United States?
Absolutely, and we want that. We want investment, and we don't. I'm speaking for myself, but I don't see why not United States could have the rights to the rare earth and whatever expansion. And there's a lot of opportunities in Greenland, and we have been out and talk about this and trying to get investment from United States and from Canada and our Nordic partners. and this is part of our story. We are building this country step by step, and we are trying to gain independence that we have the right to through the UN charters as a people.
Right.
And
okay.
we are not going to lose that.
Well, we'll see what the agreement is today and what the framework is that President Trump
Yes.
references as a win for everyone. Malik HANSEN, thanks for being with us here today and bringing us the
Thank you
perspective
for reaching
of
out.
Greenlanders. Yes.